upstate New York, and there's a look at Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Straight ahead, it's Wildcard weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wildcard game. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Here we go. Set.
They'll start on the ground. ETN. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action with Lawrence. And he'll just get rid of it.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Granted, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
The Tucker roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82? That
was 82. And the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. They run again on 1st down. Cook. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Finding Knox there, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bills will strike first here, this wild card matchup. They always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They go play action now. Lawrence. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. They'll try the left side with ETN. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Lawrence will throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Back to the ground with ETN. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
On second down, Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him. Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. Allen now on first down. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll go option to the short side. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have moved out in front.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now they run the option on second down.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Off the option, here's Etienne. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run with Etienne. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On play action, Allen. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And that is caught. Touchdown.
Bro, how do you get that? I'm fucking back. Every time. I don't get it. Bro, I'm fucking back every fucking time.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
2nd and 10 now. It's Lawrence. And it's a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. Inside the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a
Holding R1, bro, the whole time you still knock the ball out.
Even the great ones, some of the best there
gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They're looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. And the Bills will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Jags grab it. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout. And they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
They run it again with Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 61 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run the counter with Cook. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through. and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
Quick throw here by Allen, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
25 yards that time. I love that play, because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
56.
They'll run for it. Cook. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off, the decision to go for it, 1st and goal. There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking ahead a couple plays ago, that if he got in this situation, they were definitely going for it. And you're right, it was a confident call and a decisive.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Allen will try to throw for it. That's caught at the 1. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
Johnson's got it complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap and again to ETN.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
So they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
Now into a sea of defenders have intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, They've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
84 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down, here's the run with Cook. They find some open field here. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The 40. Past the 20. And he takes it all the way, but there is laundry on the field. A flag is down, and I think this one's coming back.
I agree.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll connect on the out route with Ingram.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round one here. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
Well, CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's caught.
And the Jags are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Etienne will get down close to the goal line, but not in, and as he'll be marked down at the 1. Once more, Etienne.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that'll make this a 19-point ball game.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
A run there with Cook, not going to accomplish much. Call it no gain. 2nd down coming up.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Here's Cook again. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. That's on the tackle, Braden Smith. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. On play action, Allen. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
3rd down. Here's a run by Cook.
9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st?
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills will take over here just shy of the 30. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Uncorks one for Davis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, even with a huge lead, he was looking for more points. Wanted the deep shot downfield. That one goes incomplete. Obviously, he wants to put more points on the board.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Play action. Now it's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Going right back to Knox, and again a completion. And now defensively they're going to burn their 1st time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Another big play here as they strike for 31. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And they'll run with ETN. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Lawrence. He's got it.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bills are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And Allen is actually going to throw it here. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And got his man complete. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Well, they certainly have the look of a team with something to prove, don't they?
You get sacked in the end zone, still throw the ball 80 yards.
60 minutes this week has nothing to do with the opponent.
Oh, Lordy Lord.
But they wanted to be people of their word, playing this thing all the way out, trying to finish it strong.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Now a hit and a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee.